And it is on that rather damp note that we will begin our business news with our business editor, Stephen Carroll. Hi there, Stephen.
Hi, Catherine.
Damp note because we are going to talk about the impact of the floods. Insurance companies actually meeting with the government today to talk about the impact.
Preliminary estimates from those insurers have put the bill for damage from the floods at more than 600 million euros. One company saying it could go as high as 2 billion. Those figures based on the floods that struck the southeast of France last year. The government's expected to declare officially a natural disaster later this week. That'll help to ensure that those affected get their compensation and get it quickly. The Prime Minister has called on insurers to pay out as soon as possible to those who've suffered damage. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Michel Sapin has said the floods won't hurt the French economy, but the closure of tourist attractions like the Louvre, as well as cancelled river cruises, is hurting visitor numbers. Hotel owners saying that bookings have been affected in Paris as a result of those floods.
Oh dear. Well, across the English Channel in the UK, the EU referendum is having an impact on the value of the pound.
That's right. We've seen the pound sterling slump in trading against the dollar early today. That's after two surveys published over the weekend showed an increase in support to leave the European Union, I should say. A survey for ITV showed support for Brexit at 45% versus 41% to stay, while a TNS survey put it at 43% to leave compared to 41% to stay. This is the picture on the pound a short time ago. Down, as you can see, almost 1%. £1 trading for $1 and almost 44 cents. Now, according to one measure, sterling's at its most volatile in 7 years as a result of that campaign.
Major impact indeed. What about the stock markets?
Shares in Asia mostly trading down today. That's after that disappointing survey of job creation coming from the United States on Friday. We're seeing falls, you can see, in Japan, in Hong Kong and in Shanghai. Just some gains on the Sensex in Mumbai trading today.
All right, let's look across to China now. The battle of the theme parks. Don't really think about theme parks as being battlegrounds, do you? Disneyland opening its doors close to Shanghai.
And it's the biggest ever Disneyland, in fact. It's expected to draw millions of visitors a year, but Mickey Mouse does have competition. China's Wanda Group opening its own theme park just before Disney. Clement Bonnereau tells us about this rivalry.
It's one of the most anticipated events in China this month. The grand opening of the new Disney theme park in Shanghai. Thousands of visitors were invited for a rehearsal of the inauguration ceremony.
We've been to lots of Disneylands, and this is the best one. This show is the best.
The new Disneyland will be the biggest in the world and the third of its kind in Asia. The American company hopes to make its $5 billion investment profitable within 5 years, drawing from the 330 million people that live within a 3-hour drive from Shanghai. But it won't be the only ride in town or, in fact, the country. The Wanda Group, a real estate and property giant, has plans to open 15 theme parks in the country by 2020. The first one opened last week in Nanchang, some 700 kilometers west of Shanghai. It's themed around Chinese culture and offers tickets for half the price of Disneyland.
We're going to do our best to occupy the theme park market in China. Foreign brands have the advantage of being foreign brands, but local brands can do even better.
China's theme park market is expected to boom in the coming years, with annual visitors forecast to double by 2019. Experts, however, warn that many investors lack the skills to run a successful business. It's estimated that 80% of the parks that were set up in the last 10 years have closed down.
Some more of today's business headlines for you now. The cabinet in Saudi Arabia is set to discuss the plan to wean the country off oil revenues this Monday. That's after its Economic Council approved the National Transformation Plan on Sunday, according to Reuters. Details of reforms still to be announced, but they're expected to include tax rises, sales of state assets, and efforts to push private sector investment. And it appears even the boss of Facebook isn't immune to hacking. Mark Zuckerberg's Twitter, Pinterest and LinkedIn accounts appear to have been briefly taken over by hackers on Sunday. The group, called R-Mine, invited Mr. Zuckerberg to contact them to talk about his security. The posts were quickly deleted.
Oh dear, naughty hackers. Finally, one last story back here in Paris again. The Ritz is set to reopen its doors. It's had quite a major makeover. It's taken a very long time as well.
4 years, would you believe? Longer, of course, than it was supposed to take. And it's also cost a lot more. Some 400 million euros has been spent renovating the iconic hotel in the city's Place Vendôme. So it's almost 3 times the original budget that was given for renovations. It'll reopen with fewer rooms, just 142, but with the addition of the world's first Chanel spa. The Ritz's owner, Mohammed Al Fayed, is hoping to attract some of the world's richest clients in an increasingly crowded 5-star hotel market in Paris. Of course, Catherine, we will be there sooner rather than later.
Of course, patronising all of those 5-star establishments as we do every day. Thank you very much. Stephen Carroll with very 5-star business news today.